Hello YouTube, it's your boy Mosaic and welcome to my channel. Today's video is about how to fill in colors in Adobe Illustrator. I'm going to be teaching you two tricks, one for shapes and the other one for the letters or words. So let's get right back into it. So you see I've created some shapes on the same layer, some cylindrical shapes. You see them, they are 3 in number. And this technique I'm going to show you, you have to keep all the lines closed. Don't leave any gap in your drawing. So first of all, you have to check and see whether you have any gaps in your drawing. Mine are closed. So now let's do this exercise quickly. You see, when you have shapes like this, come to your selection tool over here and left click and drag on your lines or objects drawn. When you left click and drag on it, now you come to objects at the top over here, click on that, then click on expand and make sure you check all these and press OK. And if you have a hand-drawn line in this, you will come back to the object and click on expand appearance over here. You see this one, I use the shape and line over here to make these objects, sorry. So I don't have the expand appearance, but let's say I add something. Come in, let me draw some in-betweens over here. Sorry, I choose a black color. Now let me draw a line. Yes. Let me draw other lines for these. Okay. And lastly, I have these lines over here. Now let's go back. Selection 2, object. Now you can see the expand appearance. Now let's click on that. And what this does is that like you are making all the lines a unit, and there's a final step to make it one. So I'm going to show you that after you've done the object expand and done the expand appearance, you come down to this drop downs over here, then you click on that where you see the path finder, and at the path finders you see divide, trim, merge, and what you have to do is you click on the merge. Yes, now you have made them one. Now we're going on to the next step, but if you don't have the pathfinder at this section over here, let me show you where you should find it. Come to window and you see pathfinder and you click on that. Yeah, so once we are done with that, let's get back straight into it. So the technique and what I've done just right now, what it means is that I've made all the lines a single unit. So now see, when we remove them, they go as one. You get it? Yeah, so that's how it works. And yeah, so this technique, what I usually do when I've done my expand appearance and the merge, I create another layer of this same layer that's a copy of this layer. And the reason why I do that is that I want the line work to show on top so that the colors go behind these outlines, so you don't have them overlapping. You get what I mean? So I'll show you later in this video. So what I do is that I create a new layer, a copy of this layer. And how you do that is that you drag the layer and to the plus sign over here, second to the right down, then drop it. So now you have a copy, and I'm going to lock the top one and leave the down one. And here's what I'm going to do to fill in the color. Come to the shape tool over here, and usually I use the rectangle tool. So once selected, drag over it, and you see this squares over here. What they signifies, you see the one on top here is the fill in, and the down one is the stroke. So I need to click the fill in and choose a color. So now I have a filled in color. Now let's choose a random one for the base. You can change the color later, so this is how you do it. Let's choose any color. Yeah, this color is okay. Now once you have a color, click on OK. Now watch this step closely. Now let's go back to selection tool. Now right click on this and go to arrange. Now send to back. And once you click on the send to back, you can even see the thumbnail on this layer over here. You can see the green went behind this. And what this does is that you are sending this color layer behind the lines. You understand what I mean? So once you're done with this step, the next one is to, once done, highlight it again. Now click on merge again. Yes, so we've merged it. Now you right click and go to isolate, select a group. When you do this next step, you can see some tab over here where you see the layer group. So now you're in the isolated mode. You can even see it by isolation mode. So now left click on this open area, the green color which you see over here, and then click backspace to delete. Yeah, you only have your colors in the cylinders that we created. So now we can change the colors from here. Now you see what we did in the previous steps is the expanding and the merging of the color, the line layers. Yes, so this is what it does. Now you're able to change the colors of the sections separated by lines. Let's make this one random colors. You can also use the swatches to change the colors, so let's use them over here. Click. Let's make it, yeah, change this one blue, yellow, green. You can leave it like this. Let's make this one which color? Light blue, orange, red, and yellow. So that's how we fill in colors. I also teach you how to fill in words very soon, but now except for the last thing, using the shape tool to create your background. So once we have this, now let's go back. You see, simple as that, you can fill in your colors. Now let's lock this layer again and add a new layer for the background. Now let's send this layer behind the artworks. You can watch my other videos. I showed you how to use layers in digital art, so you understand it better in the video. I'll leave the link in the description, or I'll put it somewhere in this video, so look for it and please watch it and understand what I mean by the order in layers. So let's get back right into it. Now for the background, click on the shape tool again, and what I showed you with the stroke and fill tool, just hover around it. Now you have your background. Now let's change the color. Which background should we use? I think let's go with the neutral color. Okay, this is okay. Now we have our background layer. So that's how we fill in color. Sorry. So it's an easy step. Now finally, let's go to the words. Let me hide all this except this background layer. Let me create a new layer. Now the words, how you feeling is that? Let's create this. Now let me use my nickname for it. So mosaic, let's type mosaic using the type 2 over here. And how you choose the type 2 is that you drag down after selecting the T symbol on the tool menu. That's the type 2. Box appears, and that's where you type what you want to type in that area. So now I have type mosaic. So now let's change this color into whatever color you want to do. You can do it the easy way. Let me see. Click on, after I highlight, then click on the swatches over here to change it. But when you need to add complicated colors or gradients to it, here's the technique you have to use. So when you highlight it, you can just change the colors over here. But to add gradients, this is the technique you have to do. So now let's make this, bring this to the middle. Okay, let's make it bigger. Let's change the fonts to something bolder. Yes, now you have this. So now let's say you want to change this over here into a gradient. You can do that. You can't do that with just clicking the swatches over the highlighted text for it to change color. You need to come to the appearance. Yes, and here is the fill in. So you add see the appearance tab, the type characters, opacity, default. You now click on the add fill to add complicated color. So that's how you do that. Now click on the swatch libraries. Now after clicking, the drop down will come. Go to gradients, then metals. And that's how you add some custom gradients in Adobe Illustrator, where you have the gold, white, gold, silver, steel, steel radial, chrome, stainless steel, every other customized gradient. So that's it. You see, once added a fill over here, now you can use the stroke over here. Let's add a stroke. Which stroke do we want to use? Let's use a black one. Now when you come, sorry, you did name it, didn't. Let's do that again. That was a mistake. And click on the OK. Now you have black strokes. You see, when you zoom in, the strokes are like the outline of the work, and the fill is like the inside of the artwork. So that's what it means. That's what these two boxes mean. So when you have a stroke, you can also change the color. Let's make it reddish. Now you can see the outline is reddish. You can also increase the stroke size over here, the top menu, where you see the stroke and the point system. And the more I increase the stroke size with the point system at the top, the more it gets bigger. So that's what the stroke does. It's the outline of the text or the drawing. Yeah, so that's it, guys. How did you find today's tutorial? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching and stay cool always. Ski ski.